I'm making a change today. The liquor been taking the pain away. I heard you was giving your chain away. That's kind of like giving your fame away. What's wrong with you? I sit in a box where the owners do. A boss is a role that I grown into. I love you to death, but I told you the truth. I can't just be with you, I'm only you. Yeah.
What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the Forrest Rob Way. If you're new here, what's up? I'm Ashton, better known as Forrest Rob. I run the Forrest Rob Way. If you are new, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell because I do bring new videos on a weekly basis. But today I just wanted to get on here. I had a quick thought because last year around this time, I was really going through a rough mental place. And I remember that the one key thing that not only my counselor, but my mentors, they all kept telling me was, find your why and remember it and don't steer away from it. And at first, you don't really understand what that truthfully means. You kind of think, okay, but my first thought was, this is what I want to do, this is and that, but it's not necessarily like an occupation or dreams. It's really something that you have to dig deep in internally to find the answer to. So as I'm going through this depressed phase of my life, trying to find a solid job that I liked, trying to find, just a sense of happiness, I had to remember that my why is what gets me up every day. My why is what does put a smile on my face in my sad moments. My why is what sets me apart from the good and the bad. My why is the things that push me on day by day, And I just wanted to let you guys know that you are enough because of your why. Your why has already solidified that you are enough. I had to dig deep to find my why. Because, it just depends. It depends on your upbringing. It depends on how well you express yourself. There's a lot of factors that contribute to what your why is. But when you realize that your why is way bigger than any of the emotions that you feel, your why is way deeper than anyone's comments, anyone's negative thoughts or opinions about you. When you realize your why is greater than any enemy that can come towards you, you realize that those goods will forever outweigh those bads. But it's also up to you to find that why. No one else can tell you what your why is. No one else can tell you the things that make you happy. No one else can actually no one can make you happy. You have to find the things that get you going. You got to find the things that get you churning, that really makes your life brighten up. Those little bits of spurts of joy, you have to figure out what ignites those moments and amplify them to your greatest amount that you possibly can. Whether that's 5 minutes a day of just reading, whether that is going to volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club, whether that is getting up and go running, exercising. For me personally, I understood that my why was being a good brother, being a good son, being a good boyfriend, having dreams and aspirations of becoming a good husband, becoming a good father, and leading on the next generation through the struggles and trials and tribulations that I have seen, that I have endured, and just being there, being a helping hand for someone behind me. That's my why. That is what wakes me up every day in the morning. That what gets me going. Even when there's days where I'm just tired, I'm beat, I don't feel like being bothered. I have to remember that somewhere out there, someone is relying on you. And you have to understand that it's way bigger than someone looking up to you. You might be the bit of energy that someone needs to keep their daily life going. Because some people, the reality of it is, some people aren't strong because they don't see strength in their life. Some people aren't wise because they don't see wise or wisdom in their life. So for you, if you have the ability to just be present in your life, you never know who that may affect. It might give someone a total different outlook. Just a little slight story. When I was at ODU, we began a organization called Brother to Brother. It's a national organization through it was a sub-organization of an organization called SAB, which was Student Association of African American Brothers. I was catered towards mentoring Black and brown men, and we had a national convention in Detroit, Michigan. Shout out to ODU because they really paid for the whole thing, and it felt amazing because when you got there, you seen so many Black and brown men of young to old age who were there because they knew their why. They knew their why. They knew that somewhere inside of them, they needed to show up for these other Black and brown men who you don't even know. And to bring that into a more, excuse me, to bring that into a more zoomed picture, that day I met a young man, not going to say his name. I met a young man from Tennessee. And as we're talking in our groups, you can tell he has something on his spirit. So me and my friend, who we went with, we walked up to the guy. I was like, yo, it's nice to meet you, brother. You know, I'm Ashton Robinson. I'm from Virginia, ODU chapter. Like, it's a blessing to meet you. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but it's a blessing to meet you. And I'm glad that I was able to talk to you and be a part of your life in this very moment. The young man looked in my face and broke down crying. And at that moment, my why was instilled in me forever. He looked at me and said, you don't know how much that means. Because literally 24 hours ago, I was in my room with a weapon, contemplating suicide. He was sitting there contemplating suicide. If it would have been 24 more hours, there's no telling if he would have even been there to be able to tell me this. At that very moment, my heart would not let me rest. My heart would not let me sit. I sat down with that young man. We prayed. Because y'all know I'm a very God-fearing man. Not only did we pray, we talked. We talked like true grown men. No judgment. No aggressive opinions. I just was a listening ear for him. And it turns out that there's so many people out here who just need a listening ear. Someone just to even feel like they care. And at that very moment, you realize that, of course, you can't compare your ups and downs to nobody else. But you realize that the things that you were stressing over weren't that big. They weren't that great in your life. You know, we often get into this space of thinking that our situation is the worst or that we have the hardest time. But in reality, there's someone out here that's going through so much more. And you just don't know at all. You might be that one person that saved a life. Take that into consideration. You, the person that looks in the mirror may cry herself to sleep. They wake up and not want to go to work, not go to school, don't want to get out of bed, don't eat. You body shame yourself. You don't know why you're here. You don't know what is your purpose. But little do you know, there's some little girl, some little boy out there somewhere looking up to you. There's some adult out there looking up to you. There's someone who cherishes the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you move. the way you handle your goods and your bads, there's someone who was counting on you. Take that into consideration. Remember, understand, and know, and exemplify your why. That's all I got for you guys. Once again, trust your journey, because that is the Forrest Rob way. Y'all be easy.
Change today, the liquor been taking the pain away. I heard you was giving your chain away. That's kinda like giving your fame away. What's wrong with you? I sit in a box where the owners do.